Okay, welcome to the channel. I'm going to go over a $1,000 trade that I did, and it only took like a few minutes to get this $1,100 trade. So this morning, as you can see here, this is the actual Bullnox. I'm trading Bullnox. And if anybody understands Bullnox, you'll understand that the BX-M is a funded account. So this is a funded account. And also, I have another funded account. I did not trade that today, but that's up like 50,400. Then I got this funded account that's up 50,700. And of course, this is an eval. Evals go like BX 63 or something like that, but the funded accounts go to BX dash. So I've got like 5 funded accounts with Bullnox, but you can only trade like 3 of them. I've only got 2 of them activated. I might activate the 3rd one and then like trade one of them aggressively and then trade the other one conservatively, or maybe trade one aggressively, 2 conservatively. I don't know. But I just wanted to show the P&L so people understand, hey, I actually did take this trade. I just didn't say I took it. I just wanted to show you that, hey, it actually is a trade and it's with a funded account. So we opened up and then I noticed that there wasn't a lot of heavy buy-in. So I don't think the institutions were really kind of cranking it up or down this morning. And I kind of noticed that. So what I did was I just kind of came in here and I lowered the bubble minimum volume to 10 and then the large single trade to 50. So we kind of, when we first opened up right here, we kind of sold off a little bit. This yellow line is the session VWAP. This is my own personal VWAP. I'm going to put that on the site so people can have it as well. That's going to be a free indicator. There's going to be some of the indicators that are free. And the session VWAP is going to be one of them. And we kind of opened up, but as you can see here, we had 42 buy-in, then 29 selling, and then we had right here an buy and balance, and then we had a buy and balance right here, but they got absorbed. And so this seller started selling off, and I was thinking, okay, we're gonna go ahead and dump. Now, I do not go back too far on my I don't go back too far on the tick replay just because I just don't need to. And plus, I don't want to use all the resources on the platform to be doing that. I need the charts to be responsive pretty quickly. So what we did was we kind of started popping up. But if you notice, we really didn't have any large buy-in up in here. I mean, we had 10 we had 10 there, 13 here. Then we had 58. That was probably one single order. And right up in this area, I was going to take a long, but I was thinking, man, I just don't think so. But that would have been a nice long. You had a buy and balance area, plus you had some buying up in there with some good contracts. You could have gotten up in this area and gotten yourself about $300. But what I was looking at is we were extended off the session VWAP. And as we were moving up, right here, we saw 10 volume of selling. And then right here, this is a telling tale that you really have to look for. You had a stacked and balance area for a buy right here, and you had another stacked and balance area for a buy, and they were getting absorbed. These buyers up here were getting absorbed. That's what those lines are. It's a stacked and balance means there's 5 times more buying than selling, and it's a stacked and balance area. And my stacked and balance is set to, and balance is set to 4 and 3. And balance ratio is 4, and then stack levels required is 3. Okay, so it's 4 times more buyers than sellers, but they weren't going anywhere. That one really got absorbed because it slammed down. Then this one right up at the top, and then we had a seller up here. So I was thinking, okay, we're gonna drift down and go back to the session VWAP. So I was thinking if we lose this area right here, if we lose these buyers right here that are getting trapped in all of the stacked and balanced buy-in, that they're going to go ahead and cut and get out. So what happened was we had a nice 35 seller and we had this 30 buy selling right up here. They got trapped. We sold below. So I'm thinking, okay, these 30 contracts up here are getting absorbed. So what I was thinking is, and we have a stacked selling bounce right here. So I go ahead and get in here. And then as we drifted down, I just went on ahead and got out. Now, this would have been a really fantastic trade, and I would have made a lot more money, maybe $1,500, $2,000. But there was something that was going on with uh, Bullnox. Somehow the data feed started lagging for me, and I wasn't with the right price. So, and what I always do is I have TradingView with CME data. So I pay for the CME data, and I got TradingView that shows the NQ. That's all it is, just a chart, because I want to make sure that the prices line up. And for some reason, I was thinking, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I looked over at TradingView, and the price on TradingView, where I get the CME data feed, wasn't lining up with the Bullnox connection. And I was like, oh, this is good. So once I started, I was thinking, okay, let's hold on to it. The data feed for Bullnox is not that good. It's lagging. I don't know what the heck is going on. So I just kind of had to look at the TradingView CME feed, and then once we got to an area, and I looked at it, and I was up 1,500. Then we started drifting back down. I was like, man, I can't trust the Bullnox data feed. So I just went ahead and just cut the trade. And then what I had to do was I had to disconnect and reconnect with Bullnox. I did not want to do that while I was in a trade. There's no way I'm going to do that. So I just went on ahead and just cut my profits. And then I got $1,100 on this funded account. And then right around here, this area, right around, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was right around this area right here. I was thinking, okay, we've got a large buyer here. We got a large buyer there. And we're starting to drift down. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking over here at the profile, the big bubble profile. This is the profile. So any big bubbles show up, it's right here. So right here, you've got a large buyer. And then right here, you got a large buyer, which is this one. But if you look, this right here, that large buyer is that right there. So I'm thinking, okay, we're losing that ledge. This ledge right here, we're losing. And we were right up in this area right here. So I was thinking, okay, let's go ahead and try another short. So, and I'm not going to try it on a funded account because I've already made $1,100. I don't want to give that back. So I jumped over to a eval account, and I got in. We kind of came back down. I saw that buyer. I should have cut it, but I didn't. And then we started drifting, coming right back up. And I was like, man, I just don't feel this trade. So I just went on ahead and cut it. And the reason I said, man, I really just don't feel this trade is because I was right here in this area. I mean, what am I looking at? I'm looking at we're below the session VWAP, but what am I looking at? We've got these buyers caught. So I was in the right direction, but what I was thinking is this area right here, if I show you this area right here, what did I do? I took a stinking trade right here in the middle of a consolidation of an auction area right here. And I'm thinking, man, that's one of my rules I don't do. I either do the tops or the bottoms, and I was right in the middle, and I was like, you know what? I'm cutting this trade. So I basically took a break even. It was like a $30 trade. It's nothing. But as you can see, I was correct on my analysis, and we actually slammed down once we lost that buyer right there, and we had a bunch of buyers right up in here. We had a 50 lot right there. Once we lost that, we came back down. I mean, that right there would have been a nice $800 trade on an eval, but I just wasn't feeling it, so I just cut it. So I just wanted to go over what I did this morning and to show people, hey, I actually use this indicator and I do make money with it. Let's go over the 5-minute, because the 5-minute was setting up as well. And that is what I do. I look at a 5-minute, and I only have the feed looking back about bars to load 10 because I just don't want a whole bunch of stuff. I just want the platform to be fast. So what I do is we had that open, and as you can see here, yes, you had some buyers, and you could have scalped this area right here because you had a double buy and balance with buyers right there. So you could have easily scalped it and got yourself 90, about 100 points on that. That would have been a fantastic trade. For some reason, I just didn't feel it. And the reason I didn't feel it is because if I drag over the profile, as you can see, we're just selling off right here. On this profile, we're just selling off. The point of control is here. We're only getting above these nodes, the value node right here. And right here, we were coming up, and I'm like, man, I just don't know. We're definitely in the down market. I'm counter trend trading, so I just don't know. That's why I really wasn't looking for longs. I was only looking for shorts. So now this one, I have the 1 minute. What I'm starting to do is have the bubbles. So the bubble ticks. This is set to 4, but the minimum volume is set to 25. On a 1 minute, I'm having the volume set to 10 because there wasn't a whole lot of volume today. When there's a bunch of volume, then I go ahead and do it. And I think the ATR was like 30. So I kind of cranked up the volume a little bit to 25 and a large trade volume of 50. This can be set to 100 on a really high volume day, and that'll give you some good single trades. But the 5 minute I have set to a little bit different. And as you can see here, we have this area right here, this candle right here. We're not seeing large buyers step in. That is one thing you really have to look for is what's missing on the chart. What's missing? Well, what is missing is large buyers, large institutions throwing around 50, 100 contracts to push this market up. And I did not see that. And I'm thinking, man, if these institutions ain't cranking it up, are we going to go down? So we had a 35 lot there. We have a 33 lot. And then right here, you got stacked selling balances. So you're looking good. If you're trading on a 5 minute chart, you could easily gotten in here and put your stop up here at about 130 ticks. And then just come down here. Once you see that large bar, you go ahead and get out for about 100 ticks. 100 points. Just get out for about 100 points. You can trade off the 5 minute. The thing about trading off the 5 minute is you want to be looking at the minis, but if you want to trade micros, go ahead and start scaling in on micros and go ahead and get out. You can get yourself some nice winners, but you really want to look at the data on the minis because that's what institutions will trade. And here's the thing. One thing you have to think about is you've got a 290 volume right there. Let's just round this up to 300. This is one thing you really have to think about is you have a 300 contracts. At one point, just 1 point move, you're moving $6,000 profit or loss. So if you take a 50-point loser, that's $300,000. That's what you need to think about. Once you start trading this, you need to look at where these trapped buyers and sellers are. This is a trapped buyer. So when that trapped buyer, when we start trading down, and look at this, this is where we open up. Are we going to be drifting down? And these institutions are looking at the order flow. And if you come down here and you lose this and you start coming back up, then, you get yourself a 30 pointer. You can scalp that if you want. And then we have a large buyer here. We have a large buyer here. And as you can see, we're trading and we're really kind of basing out right here. I'm glad I went on ahead and just cut the trade, and I only made $30 on that. I mean, if you look at it, it's only $30 on an eval, but I made $1,100 on a funded, cranking that up to a payout. So you really have to look at this. What is missing on here? We're not seeing a lot of selling pressure. We're seeing a lot of buying pressure. So we could pop up and test the 800 level up here again. So what I'm expecting today is we just kind of bounce around in this area, to be honest. We're coming off of a 3-day weekend. Not much is happening. I'm basically done for today. I made $1,100 in a funded account within about 3 minutes, so I'm done. And that is the one thing that people really need to do. I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, I made $1,000 a day. I want to make $2,000. And then all of a sudden you start giving it back and you're only up 500. Oh, I got to make my $1,000 back. And then you're up break even. And then you're like, I got to make at least a winner. And then you're negative. You need to quit while you're ahead. Make your money and move on. Okay. Rotate accounts and just move on. Like tomorrow I'll probably trade account 52. Um, this funded account right here, I'll probably trade this one, kind of grind that one up, then trade, go kind of ping pong back and forth. And then once I make my money on the two accounts, then I'll work on eval. Or if the day is not looking too hot, I won't trade a funded account. I'll just go ahead and trade an eval. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to be live streaming. This is going to be released tomorrow morning. Everything seems like it's working fine. It's going to be released tomorrow morning. We've already got this ledge. We've reclaimed the buyers there. If they can hold it, that's great. We can move up into this area right up in here into 660. But if we start losing this area right here and we start losing like the 480s, we can definitely kind of drift back down, I'm pretty sure. But this is where we're at. I just wanted to go over the trade that I did today.